Edgar's admiring my ride.
My ride. That's the whip right there. This is the truth.
My parents' minivan while the BMW's in service. I'm gonna make a separate video on that, by the way. Pros and the cons of taking your car to the dealership for service, and then you get quoted.
Specifically BMWs.
And then you get quoted something like this. Yeah.
Omega Law.
Okay, so we're back at Ed's house, and the car's officially on the ground. Headlights are still off.
You guys want to see what holes in the headlights? These two little things are the only things that keep the headlights in place.
Yeah, no bolts.
No bolts.
No brackets.
Nothing.
It's just little
These two
rods.
that go right here. These are the only two things that hold the headlight in place.
That's sick. So that'll be a quick install.
Yeah.
Don't even need to time lapse that.
And install the boost reference fuel pump, or fuel pressure system, which takes literally maybe 5 to 10 minutes. To disconnect the fuel line and a couple evap hoses and redirect it to the new regulator and then mount it somewhere on here.
And how's your tune looking? Is it running fine on the 85 and all that stuff?
Yeah, the car turns right up. Idle's great. No leaks, no oil leaks. No
Is it just a base map or like that's the normal street tune?
It's the base map. I gotta run like logs and stuff for the tuner. He actually sent me a different tune for when I install the boost reference system because it's going to be running a little differently. So after I install that, I have to remap the car and then download like the channel log files and just do some driving. I'm probably going to get some paint and try to touch up the wheels. The wheels came like this. I didn't drive it, and I didn't like do all this curb rash and stuff like that.
I mean, it hasn't really moved, right, since you got it?
Yeah, yeah. I literally just drove it from Long Island to my house, and it's been parked here since we've been working on it. So I got the wheels like that. I want to retouch them up.
Springs are back on, thank God. I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Car's almost done. Update for you guys soon. All done? Alright, I know I look pretty crazy right now, but we just buttoned up the car, bled the brakes, installed the new caliper, and we are good to go. Now we just need to install headlights, and that's it. Headlights are on, so that means we are officially good to go. Ed is ecstatic. We got to install new brake calipers in the rear, but we got that done, so all 4 corners are brand new.
That's incredible.
Did it feel that bad when you took the first spin?
Yeah, the car was shut off. The car was shut off.
Can you?
There?
Yeah. She's a sniffer.
Still on there.
Okie dokie, here we go. No squealing. Oh, spoke too soon. Alright, so it's kind of quieter now. No more screeching. And Ed just said it's gonna buck. Whatever that means.
Like when I go into gear and stuff like that. Like it's
gonna snap my neck.
I don't know. It might. Car turned off. It does that.
Right, bro. Turned off.
Yeah.
Is that definitely just the clutch?
Yeah.
Not holding on to your shit?
Yeah.
to guide you up?
No, I don't need it on the ramps.
Alright.
It wouldn't go into gear, so.
That was still fun though.
Quick, right? It picks up.
Yeah, man. Smells like belt.
I like smoking.
Fogs. It's their belt. Or not. Pop the hood. Pop the hood.
What's smoking?
It smells like belt. Like rubber. Okay, so we actually just got back from the first maiden voyage of this car, but there's one issue. It's a pretty big issue, and it's the clutch on this car. Now the turbo kit, you know, it's all plug and play. Tuning is done already, right? You have the base map, or not the base map.
Well, I got it's kind of like a base file, but it's designed for me to be able to beat on the car because the tuner needs me to do like wide open throttle pulls and stuff like that. So the car is still pushing about 22 pounds of boost. One thing you keep in mind anytime you turbocharge like an LSJ, when you buy any kind of turbo setup and you're putting anything over, even with supercharged setups, if you're pushing over, I think like 260 or 270 pound-feet of torque, you're going to need a new clutch without a doubt. Yeah. These cars cannot handle more than about 250 foot-pounds of torque on the stock clutch. With this turbo setup, I'm going to be pushing around I'm on E85, so I'll be pushing around, I want to say 360 to 370 pound-feet of torque. So we took a couple wide open throttle pulls, maybe like 2, and the clutch just gave up. Couldn't even put it into gear. So I knew that in advance. So I went ahead, and before I even bought the turbo kit, I had bought a South Bend Stage 3 clutch that I'm gonna have installed, but I didn't want to install it until I got everything hooked up, ready to go, so I could just bring the car to the shop, have the clutch done, and then do what I gotta do.
I guess this is advice for anybody who's wanting to get this kit for the car, the Turbo ZZP kit. Great kit. Everything's pretty much bolt-on. It just takes a little bit of time to sort of finagle the manifold and turbo around everything, but you cannot use it with a stock clutch. So technically it is a turbo kit, but it's useless without an aftermarket clutch.
Also, one thing Neal forgot to mention, but I didn't tell him this. This is something that they tell you and they recommend on the ZZP website. Before I had the turbo kit in, I was going to do a bigger supercharger setup. The first thing you do anytime you modify these cars with a bigger supercharger, even if you're going to run like E85 or anything, most important thing on these LSJ cars is cooling modifications. I got an oversized radiator, I got the ZZP Stage 3 heat exchanger, I got I'm running E85 as another source of cooling. Also, they offer the dual pass end plate and the option B kit, which you should run. I don't have that on my car because they're out of stock. I do plan on getting it eventually, but with the E85, the car should run fine. But yeah, cooling mods, first thing. Most important thing, because the intake temps run really high, especially if you're going to keep the supercharged setup. So just keep that in mind. Also the stock intercooler pumps that come with the car, they go bad at about 60,000 miles, and they'll tell you like, if you haven't changed your intercooler pump in your car, it's probably bad. So that's the first thing you want to do before you modify anything, is change the intercooler pump. So yeah, cooling mods, very, very, very important. And
shout out to ZZP, by the way. They've been super, super helpful for Ed on the build, and he sent you a write-up on like pretty much every
yeah,
question
ZZP.
you had, right?
I want to give a shout out to Tyler from ZZP. He's been helping me out with this build. I've been working with him for about three or 4 months now, back and forth, emailing Ashley Miller as well, and Al the tuner. Everybody from ZZP has been absolutely fantastic in helping me with this build. Fantastic customer service. Anytime I had an issue running into the car, I give them a call, I send them an email, immediately help me out. Always eager to answer any questions, and was super friendly, and it's like, it makes me feel like family. It's great.
Yeah. So we're not sponsored. We just really like them.
Yeah, honestly, they're just a great company. Almost everything on the car is ZZP parts, because they're fantastic products and they're low price. So
a couple more things that need to be installed on the car, mainly the clutch obviously, and then everything will be running and good to go, and Ed will be flying down the street with a big smile on his face, and it'll be fun.
In Mexico.
Yeah, somewhere in Mexico. We're gonna do a couple of pulls and then show you guys how quick this thing is. But until then, yeah.